Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dalili Fahimah Binti Zaid, matrix number 1200690, and I am your first presenter.
And hi, I am Nadhirah Binti Bayani. My matric number is 1200852 and I am your second presenter.
Cultural diversity in Malaysia leads to workplace diversity where there are employees of many races in an organisation, but not all people can embrace diversity. Malaysia's strength is in diversity, which should be reflected in the workplace. Malaysia is a kind of a country that is multicultural, multi-religious and multiracial. And if the government encourage equal racial rights in all areas, the multiracial culture can be a source of strength. While in terms of demographic diversity, the Malaysia workforce stands out in the Southeast Asia region. What is workplace diversity? Diversity is defined as the difference and similarities among employees, and it is frequently related to gender, race, age, religion, lifestyle, skills, qualification, and behavioral styles. Diversity in the workplace can be a risk or an opportunity, and the firm that refuses to acknowledge this may face failure in the future. Working with a varied society has numerous drawbacks and risks, the most serious of which is discrimination. Discrimination in the workplace refers to unfair treatment of employees based on the differences. Let's look at some examples of discrimination.
So it looks like we all think the strongest candidate is
the chap who's done a year at Foley's.
Leo Cohen.
Yeah, but we can't use him because of the Friday problem.
But it seems a shame not to be able to give him the job just because we have management meetings on Friday afternoons and he's asked to be able to get away early.
Well, Friday evenings are important for Jewish people. At least he wasn't front about it.
Yeah, but that's when the meetings are. We've tried other days, it just doesn't work.
Based on the video, we can see that some employees are being discriminated against over the difference on religion and gender. These kinds of issues make it difficult to work efficiently. Therefore, here we will look what is the impact of diversity and how to seize the problem. So, what is the objectives of the research? There are three objectives, which are: firstly, to identify the diversity challenge in the workplace; secondly, to analyze the impacts of diversity problems in the organization; and the last one, to recommend methods to seize the problem.
The research questions for our topic are: firstly, what kind of diversity challenges that could happen in the workplace? Secondly, what are the implications of diversity issues to employees and the organization? Last but not least, what should be done to seize the problem of diversity in the workplace?
Now, let's have a discussion on what kind of diversity challenge happen in the workplace. Before we go further, let's look at four main types of diversity challenge that happen in the workplace. We have gender and lifestyle, beliefs and religion prejudice, language communication, and generation gaps. Firstly, gender and lifestyle discrimination can be seen when women are asked to do something that women generally do, and they are being seen as the sexual property of men. Secondly, when people get unfair treatment because of their religious views, this is known as religious discrimination. For example, Muslim employees in other religious companies such as Chinese companies are being ordered to not wear hijab in order to protect the company's image. Thirdly, diversity in language communication could lead to a barrier to ineffective communication among employees. The most serious issue that can arise is employees' misinterpretation of information, which can lead to uncertainty, missed deadlines, and in worst-case scenario, employees will quarrel among them. Lastly, a generation difference in the workplace can make both young and old employees feel inferior, as well as stifle productivity and collaboration. Some older workers believe that because they have lived a long life and have many experience, the young workers have no right to disagree with them. With all of this diversity, what impact could happen? Let's hear for the next presenter.
As we all know, the main disadvantage of the diversity issues is that it stifles employees' creativity. The local Malaysian government had realised the slogan Satu Malaysia or One Malaysia policy that stresses national unity and conveys the message that we are all Malaysians rather than Malays, Chinese, Indians or others. This has resulted in lower diversity intricacies in Malaysia workforce. Aside from that, diversity problems also increase absenteeism and health issues among the employees. Racial discrimination and diversity issues can potentially lead people to smoke or drink heavily as a coping mechanism, according to a study from the US National Institute of Health. The resulting stress, the report says, can lead to an increase in medical conditions like obesity and high blood pressure, as well as depression and anxiety. This is caused by worrying a lot or feeling very angry, resentful, sad or fearful toward those issues that lead to having trouble thinking clearly and becoming unmotivated to work efficiently. In addition, the arising diversity problem also contributes to lower the organization's productivity. Study shows that more than 1/3 of American adults reported of having experienced discrimination, intimidation, harassment, or other forms of aggression based on race, gender, appearance, or age at some point at their careers. According to research, the experience of discrimination in the workplace and the stress caused by it contribute to decreased job satisfaction, decreased organizational commitment, decreased job performance, decreased supportive behavior, and increased employees' intention to leave the organization. Well, these are some of things that could be done to tackle bias and diversity issues.
Embracing the differences in all skin colors. The ultimate solution to combat the diversity issues at the workplace is that all individuals should integrate in building a stronger, healthier, and better workplace culture by embracing the differences in all skin colors. In Malaysia, Chairman of the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, NIOSH, Tan Sri Lee Lam Thai, said that discrimination in the workplace was unacceptable in a democratic society, as it was against the federal constitution. He said, although the government set certain conditions in the employment contract, it should not contain discriminatory elements. Hence, it is significant for all the people to unite and embrace the beauty of diversity in our country in order to promote a healthier working environment. Creating safe spaces for difficult conversations. Another potential option is that every company should encourage creating safe spaces for difficult conversations for their employees. Corporate leaders may not be able to change the world, but they can certainly change their workplace surroundings. In order to effectively combat racism or diversity issues within an organization, it is important to first reach an agreement on whether there is a problem. If so, what it is and where it comes from. So the first step is to make sure that your employees can safely talk about their issues and why the diversity issues are a problem for your organization. Employ empathy when dealing with differences. Managers who are able to recognize the differences among their employees must be aware of their own cultural identity and employ empathy when dealing with differences. This is because even managers who recognize racism in society often fail to see it in their own organizations or working environment. While in the United Kingdom, a well-publicized resume study by the economist Marian Burton and Sendil Mulaitanan highlighted that applicants with white-sounding names such as Emily Stone received on average 50% more callbacks for interviews than equally qualified applicants with black-sounding names such as Teresa Thompson. Spread awareness and generate support to cope with diversity issues. Last but not least, we honestly believe that everyone should help spread awareness and generate support to cope with diversity issues. For instance, through platforms such as promoting social media campaigns, mass media, training and consultation, and many more. Watching is surely not enough. In this context, each of us has a role to play in taking concrete actions to address the mental health toll of diversity issues on our communities and the systemic racist practices that impede the success of local talent.
In conclusion, just as the effective strategies for weight loss or ensuring environmental sustainability are not lacking, there are actually tremendous strategies to reduce racial prejudice or diversity issues on the individual, cultural, or institutional levels. The hard part is actually getting people to actually accept it. Even the best strategy is useless without execution.